talking about a global supply chain where they've got a problem. They survey their entire supply chain. What would happen, Jay, if in RTP we saw ourselves as a corporation and we saw ourselves with a supply chain, a B2B supply chain, what I call an industrial value chain? What happens if we had a mechanism where we could gauge our own supply chain, just like earlier this evening? Mike didn't know that there was a company right here. If we had a way of communicating a supply chain, a regional supply chain, is there any reason why that shouldn't work as well as it works for the large corporations?
I think it's a very good idea. There are obvious advantages of being small, and there are obvious disadvantages of being small. The advantages of being small are like if you have a great idea, you can put it to application right away. Disadvantage is you have an idea, and like Dave said, you don't have capital to fund it. You don't have opportunity to reach out to a potential supplier in China, go and visit their facility, figure out what they're doing. So yeah, it's absolutely a great idea to have a network and develop a regional supply base to cater the needs of specific industry or an RTP area. And you are doing a great job. I must appreciate identifying who are the potential industry base of RTP area and what kind of requirement they might have, and develop a network of suppliers to support that.
Do you think if we developed our own, what I call e-commerce trading platform or supply chain here in town, do you think that there's any reason or relationship with a large multinational like yours, if you knew, if your company knew, right here in Raleigh, right here in Lake County, and you could source that here, would that be valuable to not just for Singh, but for, do you think, as much as you know about what goes on in multinational, if there was a local supply chain that you felt comfortable with, would that be any kind of advantage for your company?
Absolutely. The e-commerce is now not just limited to the consumer market, but in the B2B market, it's becoming of increasing usage. We build outdoor breakers, which utilities purchase. It was unimaginable that utilities will put that product for reverse auction process, and it has happened. So absolutely yes, we have requirement of products, we have requirement of services, and the same is true about any other organization around the world. So if there is an e-commerce platform which specializes in a certain set of skills, products, and services, and then it bids for a particular opportunity, obviously it will be a very useful service to the manufacturing base of this country, as well as the local small-scale manufacturers and suppliers.
Inside a large corporation, a division manager like yourself, or somebody that has an idea, what is the constraint, what is your procedure for raising internal capital to support technology and innovation? What do you guys have to go through?
I must tell you, it's not much different than what Dave mentioned. You have a pet project of yours, you've got a great idea, but getting funding within an organization is as much difficult as it is outside. So first of all, understanding the need of the market, that's the basics. And then scan the environment, figure out who are all the potential competitors who could be generic, and who could be something which is tangential. For example, somebody mentioned this now, look at wireless as a potential competition to wires. So when you are looking at a, let's say, SCADA software, and you want to develop a new generation for it, you need to be not only looking at the specifics of the software, but you'll be looking at what are the potential platforms in terms of hardware and software to support that kind of product which I'm coming up. So, market scanning, number one, and then after market scanning, once we determine what is the size of the market which we can tap, determining which is the most interesting segment we can tap, which meets with my company's strategy and vision to optimize our profits and revenue. That's the next. Because what could be good to me or somebody else may not be good for the other person. So for example, I could come up with a great idea which is going to get me a low-cost product, but my company doesn't operate in a market which offers low price product. What my company's approach in the market is we come up with the highest differentiator with a ton of features, put high tag on it. Then that particular product proposition I'm coming up with may not get accepted. So putting together a product proposition, a value feature which will get accepted is the next step. And then putting together a number as to what it costs to develop, and then what is the return on investment. That's the next step. And then it goes to very severe internal grilling within the division. Then it goes to the company board level, grilling there, and we have advantage and disadvantage of being part of the global organization. So every business is linked vertically all the way up to our headquarters in Munich, Germany. So that's the next level. Depending on what is the kind of money we are asking for, if I'm asking for $200,000, I may get sanctioned at my division level. If I'm talking about $1 billion, $10 of million, goes all the way up to there. And the time could be as short as probably a week, and could be as long as 6 months.